This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Aghalee Farm. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and this map is currently available for PC only. The description says this is a fictional map based on Northern Ireland, known for its tight yards and even tighter roads. The map includes static farm buildings. All animals are built into the map. 3 cow farms, a sheep, pig, and chicken farm. There are 72 fields ranging from small to medium. 6 farms, shop, 3 grain sell points. Map is seasons prepared with a seasons mask, custom lighting, custom transport missions, working lights, and gate. I have to say, this is going to be a grass lover's map for sure. I believe that there are a total of 6 arable fields on the entire map. The rest of the map is grass. Grass lover's dream. If you want to do an arable farm, you're going to need to be digging up a whole lot of grass fields in order to put down some crops. Go ahead and load into the map. I did load this map up earlier with seasons and straw harvest activated. I can tell you that there's no problems with having both of those mods activated. So here we are at our career start point, which is at one of the cow farms. You have a sleep trigger here. Now the sleep trigger cannot be sold. All the other farms do not have sleep triggers. So if you're playing this map, this is going to be where you need to go to sleep, no matter what land you own on the map. Take a look at the PDA. If we zoom out, we can see that this is a smaller than standard size map. If we imagine that this whole square here, including the picture and the picture frame, is a standard size map. Take a look at the lands area. We start out by owning field 3029, the starting cow farm here, field 53, and a whole lot of area outside of the playable area. None of that costs any money, so if you sell it, it's all fine. But basically, I think it's so you can do some terraforming right up to the road and place things down in other areas, should you so wish. Some other interesting aspects. The red border here is going to symbolize the outer play edge of the map. You're going to see that there are little cutouts here. So hopefully this will not interfere with your ability to get into and out of these areas, as long as these collision walls are moved adequately away from the roads. We shouldn't run into any issues, but that is a problem if you try to cut corners. You might hit an invisible collision wall and not really understand what's going on. Now, while we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arable fields on the map, we do have all of the standard crops available to us on Farm Sim available on the map. Take a look at the sell points. We start out with 3 main sell points that will accept the bulk of our crops. In addition, we have a custom sell point for our cotton and wool in the spinnery. The dairy will accept our eggs and milk. Sawmill will take our logs and wood chips. And the barn will take our hay, straw, silage, and grass. There is no BGA on the map. Of course, plenty of placeable BGA options nowadays. So if you want a BGA, you can put one down yourself. And the barn will also take our pellets. We're only having 6 arable fields. We do start out with a fair bit of farm equipment. I do have to tell you that. It's all new. None of it is leased. We do not have any animals at the start at the main cow farm, and we do have custom contracts, as the description said. Let's take a look at that starting equipment. Start out with 3 tractors, the Armatrack 1104, the New Holland T100, T5 and the T6 175. So our tractors range in horsepower from 99 horsepower to 175 horsepower. We have the TX32 grain harvester with the TX32 grain header. We have the 2014 pickup as well as the TKD 302 tipper trailer. Southford plow. We have an Amazon cultivator, E830 seeder. We have the Kuhn side mower, Vicon tedder, windrower, the New Holland roll belt round baler. We have the TMR mixer, water tanker. We have front loader arms, bucket, pallet fork, and that is all of our starting equipment. As the description said, all of the animal areas are built into the map. There are no custom animal areas to buy or sell. You have the ability to have a custom shop icon that we can put down. And that pretty much does it as far as mods available. Go ahead and take a look here at the starting cow farm. And I will say that the description is very, very true for a tight yard. This has got to be one of the tightest yarded maps I have seen. In fact, if you have problems backing into tight spaces, this is not the map for you. Here we have our slurry trigger. We have our animal buy delivery trigger. Then we have our manure. Then down this narrow lane we have our water trough. Of course, we activate the animal pen extension so that we can have the water valves just to see if there is support for that built into the map. The fact that these are placed here means that they're not supported natively, but we can still move these. In fact, you're going to want to move these out of the way because that is the width that you've got to work with in order to get back here to the food trigger. Food trigger is back here. This is where you're going to be needing to back in EMR mixer, right back in EMR mixer in order to get to here because you're not driving through. That's pretty tight. I don't think you're going to be able to come into here and make this corner because that is a collision in order to get your TMR mixer in here. So you're going to be backing that thing in, I think. But like I said, this map has got some tight yards. A round baler stuck in here. On the back, we've got our bucket, more of our equipment, and this is also this one isn't. This is a silage bunker. We have our silage trigger, and I believe there's another one over here on the front. Fuel trigger, another silage bunker, straw trigger for our cows, and a third silage bunker, milk trigger, and then we have our workshop trigger. And that is pretty much the starting cow farm. Like I said, very, very tight, and all of the other animal areas on this map are tight as well. Again, if you don't like tight areas, tight farmyards, you're not good with backing things in, go ahead, stop the video, move on, because this map is not going to be for you. Let me go ahead and get set up for the fly around, and we'll take a quick fly around the map, and then we'll go by the shop, get our Mahindra, and drive around to all of the other various areas of interest. Right there we have field 30, meadow 30, meadow 25, that little area right there. That is also part of what we own at the start. There's the main cow farm. There's your farmhouse. Pull up the PDA. Get a little bit of orientation going on here. The main shop is right directly in front of us. Got some sell points up to that distance. Chicken farm is right there in front of us. We have the sawmill. The cow farm right there. Pig farm. And then another cow farm down the street. Then there's a final cow farm way off in the distance. let's head this way. Sell point, our animal dealer, and our dairy. We have the barn, sell point, another grain sell point, and just take a look. Take a look across the map. The grass lovers map for sure. And why we start out with the arable equipment, the planter, the cultivator, the plow, the harvester, seeder, when we don't even own any of the arable fields at the start. Seems like just an extra boost in money. We have the chicken farm. Loop on over here to the sawmill, and again, this is where we have that collision wall going on. We have the log sell point, wood chip sell point. Another dairy operation down here. You have a water trigger there at that little pond. We have the pig farm. Spinnery. Another cattle farm. Oh, no, sorry, this is going to be the sheep farm. These areas do have collisions. Power towers do have collisions on them. Another grain sell point. The third dairy. And then here we are at the shop. Something else to note here at the shop is there is no shop trigger. This trigger is your customized sell and repair point. Okay, there's no shop trigger here. So if you're the type of player that likes to play coming to the shop and activating the shop icon before you go to the shop menu, again, this map is not going to be for you. We have our spawn point. Head on up here and check out the barn. Lots of really nice decorations. Lots of areas are well decorated that do exist, but bulk of the map, 99% of the map, is grass. There we have the barn sell point. I'll be selling your hay, straw, grass, silage, and pellets. It's really done nice. For me, it's a little bit of a turn off from the really tight yards. And unless you're going to do grass, I mean, map for grass, and there's just a scattering of arable fields to support your straw needs for your pigs and sheep. Not pigs and cows, sorry. Dump point here. Of course, this is going to be a back-end dump point. This what we'll do is we'll go ahead and drive down to coastal stores and then make our way to the various other animal farms. Traffic is pretty slow on the map. Just going 36, and we came up on that vehicle quite quickly. Here we are, coastal stores. And if you do have some small equipment, you will be able to pull in here and loop it around. You take the road right before the shop. Hopefully there isn't any AI traffic on these little narrow lanes. We have one of the cow farms. Theoretically, the farmhouse, I assume, associated with the cow farm, be over here. But again, there is no sleep trigger associated any other house other than the main starting area. Once again, we have an abundance of silage bunkers. Got one there. Got this one available to us here. Got our shop. Under there, we have our manure point. And again, we have really tight yards. We have our milk. We have our water. We have our food trigger. We have our cow drop-off point. And this is going to be our straw trigger for this farmyard. Our slurry point is going to be here around back. Take a look at the PDA. And this particular farm is $68,000, almost $69,000. It includes area 37, 65, and 68. Get a little altitude of 65. 7 is that little sliver of a field. And then 68 is this one right here. Now, something that we didn't notice, I did not notice. There's only one fuel point. I know there's 3 fuel points. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no fuel point here for this farm. Interesting. Nor is there a fuel point for the chickens. And there isn't a fuel point anywhere else on the map other than those other farms. Oh my. A little bit of an accident here. Here we have one of the grain sell points. And very, very tight getting into here. Have to turn around and then back in. Then we have right up the street, animal dealer. That trigger right there. And then lastly, in this grouping of areas, we have the dairy. Get here to sell your milk. See if I can get to the chicken farm. Let's head this way. Let's get to the chicken farm. I don't know anything about Ireland. This may be 100% spot on for Irish farming, but yeah, these farmyards are a bit too tight for my taste. Here we have the chicken trigger, another silage bunker. So all the farms have silage bunkers. We have our food trough for our chickens. Not really sure where the eggs are going to spawn. Not a lot of spot for them, so it'll be pretty obvious when they do spawn in. Then we have our workshop trigger. As far as this farm goes, it was $230,000 for a chicken farm. And we get fields 3 and 12 with that. So 3 right there, and 12 is right here, way down here. Yeah, chicken farm, you need wheat or barley, and we don't get the arable field that's right up here. It would make some sense if this was grass and this was arable, and this had wheat or barley in it at the start, associated with the chickens. And there's no farmhouse up here, so this is kind of a little yard. I do like how you get into it. The hedges do not have collisions. You can drive right through those. Fences are collision. Both the posts and the chain or the barbed wire. So let's head on back here to kind of the branch road. Make our way past the starting cow farm. On our way over to the sawmill. So let's divert this way. Going to take us down to pig farm, I believe. Yep, maybe not. Getting diverted. Long, long lane down here to the count to another. Sorry, this is the sheep farm. I'm getting a little disoriented. Long, long lane down here to the sheep farm. Have lights on most of these buildings. Sheep trigger. Food trough. Water trough. And I have to say the sheep farm is probably one of the least crowded one. We also have, once again, a silage bunker here. I'm not really sure where the wool is going to spawn. Another interesting function of this is I like the workshop trigger kind of tucked away in this little nook. You have to put things right here that you want to work on. And you've got the trigger inside. We do have fuel at this farm. And this particular farm includes 54, 56, and 59 and is $73,000. 59 is that little patch of land there. 6 is, I guess, the actual pasture. Oh, there must be where the wool spawns. And 54 is this little patch here. Like how the farmhouse technically associated with this area is just up the hill, ever so slightly removed from the farmyard itself. Run back up, and it looks like we need to come down one more lane, and then we'll be able to get into the pig farm. Has been trashing up this creek. Lots of trash up there. This is going to take us down to the pigs. We have the farmhouse associated with the pigs. Our workshop trigger. Then we have the pig buy point. We have our water trough. Food trough. Our straw. Oh, whoa, we got pigs walking through walls. We have our straw trigger inside there. And then I have to say, this just looks like a hot mess. Yeah, we've got our trigger markers, we've got our slurry point, but that's just a hot mess. I mean, come on. And we have our manure point. And this farm also has a silage bunker. It's going to be around the corner here. There we have one. And that's it. We do have fuel. Should have fuel right there in that rusty bin. That's your pigs. Then a little further down the street, we've got, I believe this is the Spinnery. Yep. We have the Spinnery sell point inside of here. Not too sure about how far that gate opens. It would be nice if it swung all the way out. Might be kind of hard to get down in here with a big trailer if that gate is open. Alright, let's make our way back up here to the main drag. And this is the starting cow farm here to our right. Head on over here to the sawmill. We have our log sell point here. Our wood chip sell point is in here at the pile. And then, of course, our log sell trigger is right there at the exclamation mark. Then we have one more cow farm to get to. This way. Bit of a jog. General equipment storage, shop trigger, milk, fuel, storage. Then we have our cow drop off. Here we have the food trough. Not as tight as some of the other farms. We have our water trough around the corner here. We have our manure. Big old slurry pipe. Wonder if that shows a fill level. That'd be pretty neat. And then our silage bunker is right here. Farm. Nice bale shed. So guys, that is it. That is the map. Let me know in the comments which farmyard would you all prefer to farm at, knowing that talking about some tight farmyards here. Not a lot of storage at all these farmyards for a whole lot of equipment, and let alone straw and hay bales and such. Let's just check the animals. If they have any special requirements. Standard. Yep, pretty standard stuff. Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.